This girl was engulfed in flames for 3 days, yet she's still alive, and 3 dragons appeared by her side. She is Khaleesi, the mother of dragons. Her brother sold her to the chief of a barbarian tribe for reclaiming the throne. She conquered the chief with her charm, but lost her beloved. Rising from the ashes, she led the weak and the old to Karth, seeking refuge. Karth, a city ruled by 13 wealthy merchants. They did not believe in the existence of real dragons, and demanded to see them first. Khaleesi refused. One of the 13 humiliated her, then turned and walked away. Furious, Khaleesi shouted,
13! When my dragons are grown, we will take back what was stolen from me, and destroy those who have wronged me. We will lay waste to armies and burn cities to the ground.
The bald man, admiring her courage, stepped forward to vouch for her, allowing her to enter the city. Under protection, Khaleesi lived a comfortable life. The dragons also learned to breathe fire. One day, the bald man took her to a warehouse and promised to help her reclaim the throne, with the treasures inside, on the condition that she marry him. Khaleesi hesitated. When she returned to home, she found the dragons had been stolen. The 3 set off to find the dragons, but due to the warlock's magic, Khaleesi entered the castle alone. As soon as she stepped in, she saw actually her husband and son she had longed for. But it was all an illusion. The warlock bound Khaleesi and reveled in his triumph, but he forgot one thing: dragons breathe fire.
Dracarys.
Khaleesi's command, the warlock was burned to death. The chains turned to ash. After rescuing her dragons, Khaleesi found the bald man, only to discover her handmaiden had betrayed her and was sleeping with him. And Khaleesi opened the treasury, only to find it completely empty. Turns out, the bald man had been trying to marry her for nothing. Khaleesi locked them inside the vault without mercy. Then, using the wealth of the 13, she bought a ship and set sail for home to reclaim the throne. Apart from dragons, Khaleesi need armies. Khaleesi arrived in Astapor, on the shores of Slaver's Bay. It was said that here, one could buy the Unsullied army. The slave master claimed the Unsullied felt no pain, feared no death, and were absolutely loyal. Khaleesi was skeptical, so the slave master stepped forward to demonstrate.
My master points out that men don't need.
The slave master urged Khaleesi to make a quick decision, as many buyers were interested in the Unsullied. The next day, Khaleesi declared she wanted to buy them all. The slave master mocked her, saying she couldn't possibly afford it.
I have dragons. I'll give you one.
Sir Jorah immediately stepped in to stop her. Khaleesi shot him a sharp glare.
3 dragon.
1.
2.
1.
After some bargaining, Khaleesi traded her largest dragon for 8,000 Unsullied and the translator, Missandei. Jorah tried once again to dissuade her, but Khaleesi shut him down with an iron will.
You're both here to advise me. I value your advice, but if you ever question me in front of strangers again, you'll be advising someone else. Is that understood?
At that moment, Khaleesi had fully embraced her queenly authority. On the way back, Khaleesi asked Missandei, "You may starve, you may fall ill, you may be killed. Do you still wish to follow me?"
Valar Morghulis.
Yes. All men must die. But we are not men.
As promised, Khaleesi handed over her dragon. In exchange for the whip of control, she then tested the Unsullied, ordering them to take 2 steps forward. As expected, they obeyed whoever held the whip. Meanwhile, the slave master struggled to control the dragon. Khaleesi had finally put to use the lesson she learned from the bald man. Getting what she want for nothing, she turned and commanded the Unsullied to kill every soldier holding a whip. Then, she ordered her dragon to burn the slave master alive. Once everything was settled, she mounted a white horse and proclaimed to the Unsullied, "You were born slaves. From this day forth, You are free men. You may leave if you wish. I swear no harm will come to you. But as free men, will you fight for me?" At first, there was silence. Then, a single soldier was in response. One by one, the entire army followed. Not a single soldier chose to leave. At last, Khaleesi had an army of her own. She cast aside the whip, choosing to rule not with power, but with loyalty. Then, Khaleesi led the Unsullied to Yunkai to meet with the slave masters. She demanded he free all slaves, or suffer the same fate as Karth. The master was furious and called upon his allies, a ruthless mercenary company that would do anything for the right price.
"You're the mother of dragons. I swear I f***ed you once in a pleasure house in Leeds."
Mind your tongue.
Why? She licks like she was born to do it.
Khaleesi did not get angry. Instead, she gave them 2 days to decide whether they would help free the slaves. Before leaving, Dario gave her an admiring look. That night, a mysterious man snuck into Khaleesi's tent. He removed his helmet. It was Dario. He presented the severed heads of the other 2 captains, knelt on one knee, and swore his loyalty.
"My sword is yours, my life is yours, my heart is yours."
That night, they spent a delightful evening. After taking Yunkai, Khaleesi set off for Meereen. As they arrived at the city gates, a warrior peed in provocation, mocking the Unsullied as a eunuch army. The nobles on the city walls burst into laughter. Dario stepped forward and volunteered to fight for Khaleesi. The rider charged at full speed. Dario, however, stood his ground, completely unfazed. Khaleesi looked concerned. Just as the charging rider bore down on him, Dario calmly pulled out a small dagger and took him down in an instant. After finishing his opponent, he even threw a flirtatious wink at Khaleesi. The nobles atop the city walls, humiliated and enraged, ordered their archers to fire. But the arrows fell far short of their target. In response, Dario peed right back at them. Khaleesi then called on the slaves within the city to rise up in rebellion, catapulting shackles over the walls as a message. One by one, the heavy chains crashed to the ground. The slaves looked at them and felt the stirrings of hope. At night, Grey Worm leads a group to secretly infiltrate the city of Meereen. He brings weapons to the unarmed slaves.
Valar Mugulis. Idinan Kizi Ejim, Meritovi Ejiderve Samovita Himeglezor Espobilma. And just like that, Khaleesi takes Meereen, without losing a single soldier. But a letter arrives exposing Yora's past as a spy. Upon learning the truth, Khaleesi is furious. But remembering the journey they have shared, she decides only to exile him. Khaleesi loses a great general, and the rebels in Meereen seize the opportunity to cause chaos. First, they use seduction to lure the Unsullied soldiers. Then, one by one, they kill them. After that, they launch an uprising. During the battle, the Unsullied suffer heavy losses. Enraged, Khaleesi summons the slave masters and locks them in the dragon's lair, where they are burned alive. But violence cannot solve political problems. After calming down, Khaleesi chooses to compromise. She decides to reopen the fighting pits and prepares to marry the noble leader. The fighting pits are a traditional spectacle in Meereen, where warriors battle to the death for honor and fame. However, the rebels have long been lying in wait. As the games begin, they launch their attack. Khaleesi and her allies are outnumbered. Amidst the chaos, she closes her eyes in despair.
Thank you for watching till the end. Creating videos isn't easy. If you enjoyed this one, feel free to give us a super thanks. We'll work hard to bring you more interesting videos.